Welcome back to Toyota Speedway at Irwindale, as the Irwindale late model division is out on track. Now, all these drivers are from California, Arizona, New Mexico, but one, and Nevada, but one is from Mooresville, North Carolina. West Coast chopper, Aero Wrecker Service Dodge. Candace, is it Moosney?
That's what it looks like, Moosney, yeah.
Yep, has come out here all the way from Mooresville to try to run her number 07, and she will start in 29th position, I believe, and try to battle the Irwindale regulars. This must be one of the toughest tracks in NASCAR to come out here and race for the first time. I remember when you and I first did the Showdown 6 years ago, the East drivers were seeing this track for the first time, and the first practice chart, they were all way down the bottom.
All at the very bottom.
Yep. Then they climbed up into the middle in the second practice, and then qualifying, and some of them ran really, really well. But this track has so many different grooves. Got to be a tough track to figure out.
Boy, it really is. And, you know, that's why, you know, Austin Dillon came here, never been here before, and he actually ran a few laps in a super late model just to kind of get a little bit used to the racetrack. And that certainly helped him. Unfortunately, he got taken out in a couple incidents tonight. He did not finish the race. Getting ready to get this thing started. We should have one to go here. We do. Lights off on the pace truck. Flagman giving them one to go.
75 laps with a 40-minute time limit on this one. 88 on pole. Bobby Hodges is from Carson City, Nevada. Nevada Auto Test Center, North Coast Customs Chevrolet. And he shares the front row with that number 51, Ryan Kaplan.
And now that is a team car to our track champion, Tim Huddleston.
So Ryan Kaplan, again, by virtue of the draw, earns the outside of the front row, the Justice Brothers Race Car Factory Ford. Pace truck's off. We're getting ready to go. Nice. 75 laps.
Nice looking race cars, too.
Ready for the start. 75 laps, green flag. Oh, they're all turned around in turn 4. Well, 3 of them anyway. So race 2 begins the same way the Camping World race ends, with a big pileup in turn 4. Matt Kobaluk joins us on the guest headset here, celebrating his second victory in this race in 3 years. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, it was, as always, this deal is crazy, and it was no short of craziness tonight. And you know, fortunately, I was the benefactor of a lot of craziness, and you know, it didn't happen by accident. I mean, my guys worked hard. We unloaded our backup car yesterday, never turned a lap on it, and went out today and won this thing. That just shows you how good of a group of guys I have, and my whole Mohegan Sun team, and everything that they do. Let me tell you, they got their stuff together, and they showed it tonight.
Matt, when you were driving in turn 3 on that last lap, what was going through your mind then? You saw Joey go to the bottom, and then what'd you think?
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty clear what was going to happen. I mean, I've seen it enough times, and been involved in this same thing every single time, where the craziness happens at the end. Fortunately, I laid back. I saw Joey just drive in there. He was going to the bottom, and he was going to try and do the slide job, and he drove in there so hard. If Peyton wasn't there, he would have smacked the wall. And if Peyton had backed out, he could have dropped under and maybe not made any contact with him. I mean, it was just one of them deals.
Well, now you grew up on small tracks like the quarter-mile Waterford Speed Bowl, and tracks like this, the half-mile Stafford Motor Speedway, the 5/8 mile Thompson Speedway. And those little tracks, especially a bull ring like Waterford, everybody knows 12 wheels corner better than 8,
yeah.
Corner better than 4. And the bottom, if you're gonna make your own way and stay out of trouble, you can't be outside those fellas. You got to be underneath them.
Got to be on the bottom. I mean, when we got to like 5 to go, we had a restart, and I made my move to the bottom, and we ran 3 wide for almost 3 laps. And you know, everyone's using up every inch of real estate there is out there, and you're squeezing up until someone gives. You make contact with someone, and then you get off them a little bit, and you know, you're using up everything you got. So it was a blast out there. I had fun tonight. I mean, we started 23rd and just methodically worked our way to the front. I avoided a bunch of stuff, and I had a great spotter in Scott Tapley. I mean, he did a fantastic job for me tonight and steered me through some stuff that, you know, you may not necessarily get through. So I made some good decisions behind the wheel, as we did all season long in our championship season this year, and we were able to put it all together.
You were involved in something over the winter just before the banquet at Mohegan Sun, which was a wonderful affair. Everybody knows about the ABC show Extreme Makeover Home Edition, and you got the call to be a part of one of those shows.
Yeah, that was huge. I mean, we got called up, and our good friend Bruce Hain, who ran the whole deal and put it all together, he's been a friend of our family for a number of years, and when he got the call from ABC, he called us up and asked us to get involved. And you know, as time went on, we ended up getting involved a little bit more and a little bit more. My brothers and my dad and all of our employees that helped out and donated their time, you know, to help that family in Voluntown, and to see their faces when they moved that bus was just so heartwarming and heartfelt, and it was great to be involved with that, and we were so proud to actually give what we could to help support that deal.
And your company and your construction equipment did all the site work and the grading and I guess some of the concrete work?
Yeah, we supplied all the concrete.
Wow.
And we did all the site utilities, and you know, we were pretty heavily involved, but we were happy to do it. You know, we as a family know what it's like to deal with adversity. So, you know, that family was truly deserving and dealt with a lot of adversity, and we were just happy to be able to give back and be part of that. And, you know, selflessly, my dad was there the entire time, and that man worked more hours out there, you know, more than anybody that was there. And it was just incredible to see the amount of enthusiasm that there was from everybody there. It was just an incredible deal. It made a believer out of me, because I didn't think it could be done in 6 days, and let me tell you, it did. It was done in 6 days.
Now, when will that show air on ABC?
It airs February 8th.
February 8th. Now, let's switch gears a little bit now. I know you've been a regular competitor in the Camping World East Series, formerly Busch East Series, for several years now. What did that championship feel like back in 2008 here when you got that thing this past year?
Nothing I've ever experienced before. I mean, since I've started racing back at the Waterford Speedway in the late model division, and moved to Stafford Speedway, and you know, I attended my first banquet. Mike just so happened to remind me about it at our banquet at Mohegan Sun, about how, you know, I made a big stink at the Stafford banquet about being stuffed all the way in the back corner and not being able to hear or see anything. And I said to him, I said, what do I got to do to get a better seat in one of these things? He says, win the darn thing. So, you know, we did it this year, and it was just a huge accomplishment. And to do it with the group of guys that I have had as part of my team for the last 10 years, every one of them have been part of my team for the last 10 years. And to do it with those guys was more to me than anything else, because we did it our way. We did it with a bunch of New England guys. We're based out of Connecticut. We're competing against all these development teams with cup backing and all that. It was just very spectacular to be part of that.